New York, big city of dreams. NYC.
What's going on? This is JLS from Nick of Time Show here. Give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to talk about these Knicks beating the Clippers 110 to 102. You already know what time it is when we win, man. It's time to hit the gunshots because the Bob Mod himself, RJ Barrett, gives you 28 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, and a block on the night. Gunshots from RJ Barrett, who did it all from all over the floor, growing into the leader that we want him to grow to. And of course, we gotta mention Julius Randle, who is available today, who gives you 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists on the night. Gunshots from Julius Randle. Also, a lot of honorable mentions to mention today. We got some sightings from Evan Fournier. We got some sightings from Emmanuel Quickly. R.I.P. to Mitch's ankles, who gave you some good games. Grimes gave you some good minutes. Cam Reddish came in with 5 minutes and did a little bit. And the Knicks finally put a game together and get a win at home before they go on this daunting road trip. I'm going to talk about it before I break down the details. Let me introduce my guy, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy, the stats, and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. The Knicks definitely needed this win after that 3-game stretch, and hopefully this win tonight will lead into some good vibes going into that road trip, because the Knicks got some tough games coming up. It's not going to be easy, and the Knicks need all the good vibes they can get to get through these next 3 games.
Yeah, they need all the vibes, all the vibe, and all the feels, and everything above. All right, because listen, we'll start with something that's very simple. We gonna start this breakdown very simple because it's really easy to see why the Knicks won this game, and of course we get to real details of like X's and O's and da. But at the end of the day, Ryan, the Knicks simply made shots. The best player of last season, who got the most improved player, who got MVP votes, the guy who led us last season, the guy who haven't hit double figures in 13 games, that guy made shots today, Ryan, and that made a huge difference today in what the Knicks were able to do. It's really that simple to me.
Yeah, man, because like we've been talking about, there's been a lot of inconsistency with the Knicks, and a lot of the inconsistency starts with Julius Randle. Julius Randle hasn't been the player that he was last season, and that is contributing to where the Knicks are at the moment when it comes to record. And as you can see, when Julius Randle has a good game, because today he was 8 of 15 from the field, so he shot 53%. He was efficient. 3 of 7 from 3, 5 of 6 from the line. The only blemish on his game today was turnovers, but we'll talk about that later. But when Julius Randle's knocking in shots, and then you get 28 from Barrett and 14 from Evan Fournier, the Knicks can win games.
Yeah, and you know what else it is too? Today, where I feel like these guys today, they chose not to double Randle today at the beginning of the first quarter. So Randle was able to kind of just do whatever the hell he wanted to do. And he was able to hit shots, and he was able to kind of move without thinking. And that's something that he struggled with all season. The Knicks have not made Randle available to talk to the media for the last 8 games, and they've been fined $25,000. They told him, Tom explained, we want him to go home, and we want him to concentrate strictly on basketball. And it seemed like it worked, because he got you the shooting today that we really needed. Because for him, Randle has expanded his game, right? Like, we saw some really nice passes. I'm starting to see more and more passes out the post to cutters. I feel like he never really used to pass to cutters before. We're starting to see that. He's starting to see. You already see his patented passes where he fakes the shot and passes to somebody in the corner off the dribble. We've seen those already. But like, along with the passes, we need him to hit shots moving forward, especially before this road trip. Otherwise, we're simply just not going to make it.
Exactly. And I think Randle, he definitely mixed up his game today, because not only was he hitting threes, He's also going to the post, like you said, he was making good passes, and he did something today which I haven't seen him do all season, or he's done it very rarely. Because there was this play where I forgot who got the ball to Quickly, but Quickly was in the lane, and then he actually cut to the basket where Quickly fed him, and he was able to get an easy basket out of that. And I'm like, yeah, so I'm like, if Randle could just mix up his game like that, because we know the 3-point shot's not really working for him, overall, but, just keep on attacking the basket, make quick decisions, and he'll be fine. Because, even Clyde mentioned it on the broadcast today. The reason why Julius Randle's not really playing well is because he's too much in his head. He's overthinking things rather than just reacting to what the defense is doing.
Absolutely. And you know what? Since you mentioned Quickly, we're absolutely going to talk about Badman, the Bodman Barrett himself, young Rowan, who came over here and did his thing. But since you mentioned Quickly, I'm going to talk about Quickly right now because Quickly, I've been complaining that Quickly hasn't really looked like a point guard. Likely his passing has gone down awry for a few games, but he's also had some good passing games this season, which made me believe like there's glimpses, right? Today was one of those days where the passing was on point, 6 assists on the night with only 18 minutes. And like you said, I've said this before, especially when he's with the first unit, it seems like he really has propensity to get Julius Randle wide open shots. It just Randle doesn't always take advantage of it. The pick and roll with Randle that you saw him complete today, like in the fourth quarter, I feel like that was a great example of Quickly getting Randle open shots. But what I really liked about Quickly's game today in general was he wasn't just Randle. Like he ran with the second unit. He got Obi a dunk. You saw Noel with a fadeaway. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, shout out to Noel. He usually freezes out Grimes. He gave the ball to Quentin Grimes a few times. Today it felt like he spread the wealth a little bit more and he was able to get to the paint.
Yeah, most definitely. Quickly. Here's the thing with Quickly, because Quickly's one of those players where it's like, okay, we talk about the Knicks in the point guard situation. We're like, okay, the Knicks definitely need a point guard because, Burks ain't gonna cut it. Kemba doesn't really fit in, and then all we have is Rose. And Quickly's one of those guys where it's like, there's games where he doesn't look at the part at point guard, and you're just like, can this guy really take over? Then he has games like today where it's like, this guy can really play a position. So with Quickly, it's like, it's not consistent yet at the point guard position. Like he'll have those good games, he'll have those off games, but today he definitely played well. Great passing, got other players involved, got players easy baskets, and I just hope that he could just find that comfort zone at the point guard position and keep going.
Yeah, but I agree with you, man. And I said this kind of on Twitter. I'm gonna say a little bit better here. Like sometimes, sometimes we have to remember this, how development happens for certain players. Development isn't always linear, right? Hell, even success, even with the KOT show, if you're trying to start a new business, if you're trying to try something new, learn something new on the fly, success isn't always linear. It starts and starts. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes back down, and then you see some rise and some fall, and that's with everything you do, and that's exactly what's going on with Emmanuel Quickly right now. He saw in the beginning of the season, I felt like he was learning the point guard position, and he's had a few games where his assist percentage was pretty high at the beginning of the season. But, it's going to take coaching. It's going to take people pulling him aside. Hey, look for your teammates more. And he admits himself. He goes, listen, I'm still learning. He says it outside. He says it on camera. I'm still learning. I haven't done it perfectly, but I'm going to get there. And today was a good example of, him learning and getting there. He had a pretty good floor general game. You even heard Clyde say, like, he controlled the pace of the game. That hasn't been the case for last couple of games. Today was a good day for him where I feel like he did a good job of controlling the pace and setting up his other teammates and not just looking for his shots. But it also helps that he hit some shots today.
Yeah. Hitting shots is definitely a positive, and the Knicks definitely need to be doing more of that. So
that's a fact. So again, I gotta get the gunshots for the actual jump shots going in for Quickly today. Immediately came in the game, hit a couple of threes, hit a floater, and set up the rest of his teammates for some shots. All right. But let's talk about the Bodman, young Rowan himself for a second. Let's get back to him, and I'm gonna just let you brag for a second. I'm gonna just let you brag for a second and talk about, because RJ, man, woo, RJ just turned it around.
Yeah, man. Like, because these last few games, like, Randle's been struggling and somebody needed to step up. RJ Barrett definitely been doing that. And today, yeah, he didn't have a great shooting game, 9 of 24 from the field, but RJ Barrett definitely mixed it up. He kept driving to the basket, finishing at the rim, finding, guys of pain and things of that nature and hitting threes. And, RJ Barrett is really putting it together at the moment. And, he's definitely going to have to keep that up throughout the season because, like, the Knicks are inconsistent right now. There's really nobody on the team that's really giving consistent play from game to game. And if RJ Barrett can continue to give the Knicks, because I think, in the last, I don't know, like 5 games or so, he's averaging like over 20-plus points a game. So if he can just continue, just doing that, that'll definitely help the Knicks along the way. But when RJ Barrett is playing the way he played today, he's truly the bod man. He's truly the bod man.
The dude just looks like he figured out something. For one, it seems like it just seems like he figured out what pace to play at. Because he started out coming into the league playing strictly bully ball, and today what I saw was like a really good use of hesitation. He'll dribble, he'll hesitate at the mid-range point and then drive in, or he'll hesitate and then flick up a shot. I feel like the game is starting to slow down for him. He's starting to see angles and he's starting to really take advantage of pace. And we kind of said for a while, like guys like Luka, they don't really get rushed. They're not the fastest, but they're just really good at, finding angles and changing pace and getting to the bucket and scoring that way. And I think RJ has figured that part of his game out, and he's also mixing it up with some of his strength and a little of his bully ball as well. And it's coming together, and it helps that. It also helps as well that he started to make shots, because there was a couple of those 3-point shots. I'm just like, Is this the RJ I know? There was one shot he hit over Reggie, but Reggie was draped all over him like a cheap polyester Steve Harvey suit from the 90s. And I couldn't even believe he made that shot. I was like, is this the RJ that I grew to love? Like, this doesn't even look like the same RJ, man. Like, I don't know.
For real, man. RJ's definitely stepped up, and like I said, I just hope he continues around on this path. It's funny to me because remember when we used to like argue about RJ Barrett not being able to finish out the rim? Then all of a sudden now, when he's driving to the rim consistently, he's finishing consistently, and it's like where did that jump come from? Because to me, it's like it came out the blue. Like all of a sudden, he's just finishing out the rim.
I don't know. I really think that part of the game where Julius Randle was just out for a long stretch, it just really jogged his memory, because he started off finishing at the rim at a high level at the beginning of the season. All of a sudden that goes away and you're hoping it returns, and now it has. And not only that, like he's doing it smartly too. Like I feel like today they were picking on Reggie Jackson. Like both RJ and Randle was like, oh, Reggie's on me, I'm taking it to the hole. Oh, y'all want to switch on me on picks? I'm abusing him. And so kudos to the Knicks for recognizing the mismatches all over the floor today. And kudos to Randle and RJ for realizing that. And it paid dividends. It definitely paid dividends to have RJ finish high at the rim and take advantage of those switches. Shout out, hold on, super chat. Shout out to my guy Alexander, who sends a 420 super chat, says Rampage Row. Yeah. Shout out to my guy Alexander. All right. Yo, we have a whole, man, we didn't even talk about Cam on the streets, but you know what? We're going to leave some topics for you guys to bring up and let you talk about it. We're going to bring in our first caller of the night. First caller of the night, actually the day, rather, is Big Reaper. Big Reaper. Let him know what you want to talk about, sir.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Thank you for taking my call. Happy weekend, and I'm happy we won today's game. And I mean, it's it's much needed win, and it's luckily we're playing, a team that likes to play more half court like we do. So, we were able to kind of and we shot the ball well too, but it definitely helped that, the Clippers like to play half court. They're like a seasoned team, seasoned veteran team, so that's what they like to do, and we're able to kind of take advantage of it as well. I thought RJ played a great game. Well, let me start with Julius Randle. Like, every time he has a great game, I got to first say he had a great game.
Uh-huh.
He was very efficient from the field, because when he doesn't do well, I always, I speak on it. Like,
right.
Even today, he had 7 turnovers.
Right.
So that wasn't good. Yeah. That wasn't great. But
was not good at all.
Nope.
Sorry. But he was extremely efficient from the field, which I really like. He was very decisive. There's a few times where he over-dribbled, sometimes, and it did lead to turnovers a couple of times. But I just like the fact he was very efficient today. For me, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing for me. That's the biggest thing for RJ and for Julius. They just need to be a lot more efficient.
Yeah.
And today, Julius was extremely efficient. So, big ups to him for that. That was extremely important. RJ, he had a very good game. Rebounded the ball pretty well. Defense was pretty solid. I don't want to be the party pooper for RJ, but the reason why it seemed like he was finishing consistently at the rim because he took 18 shots in the paint, but he actually only made 6 of them. So I like the fact that he kept sticking with it because normally he'll go he'll stop right after like the 5th or 6th attempt, he'll stop. But the good thing that we're seeing lately, he just keeps at it. He keeps going and he keeps going. And so that's really good. It's really been helping us a lot. And
right.
So,
but here's the other thing about that too, going to the hole. He's able to get fouls going to the hole. He had the most foul shots on the team, 7 of 7 today from RJ, 100% from the free throws, and and he's been struggling from the free throw line. So even though he's been going to the hole, he's been missing it. He's been missing, but he's been getting fouled. And he actually got a tech for 1 foul not called. But for the most part, he's been growing contract, so he kept going there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. He did a great job at the line. Yeah, he didn't miss any at all today, which is really good. And the other thing, 14 rebounds. That's a huge deal. 6 assists and 1 turnover. I like to see that. The turnovers, especially now, he's become more of like a playmaker. And he's also taken a bigger role in the offense. I really like seeing it, like when the turnovers are like really low, like at 1, because that's what you want to see. Like, that's going to show like once he, if he consistently starts to average now, he's been consistently, seems like he's around 20 points a game. Like I want to say the last 15 games or maybe over 20 points a game.
Yeah. He averaged like around 22 points a game, I believe, of the last, 10 or so games, or something like that.
So, like, I haven't looked at the assist-to-turnover ratios. He had the 2 games where it was just really bad. But I have a feeling his assist-to-turnover is like something like 4-1 or 5-1. I'm just guessing. But if that's where it's at, then then we got, I think there's something really good there that we're seeing. Like it's his usage rate being up really high. And then he's getting like 5, 6, 7 assists and like only 1 turnover. That's a really big deal for RJ. But again, like always for me with RJ, it's the efficiency for me. And it's like, and for us to even do anything this year, both RJ and Julius are going to have to be efficient, a lot more efficient from the field. They're definitely going to have to be, both of them for the rest of the season. They got to be more like around. For the rest of the season, from here on out, it has to be, I'm assuming, like 45 to 47% field goal percentage. Yeah. If we're not there, if they're both of them are not there, I don't think we're going to sniff the playoffs at all this year. That's our only hope right now.
Nah, you're right.
So yeah, it's just a really good game for pretty solid, very solid game for both of them. Mitch, I hope it's. Maybe I hope like it's only like maybe he misses 1 game or something and comes back, and I hope it's not serious. But so that's scary.
Yeah, just an update because Mitch did tweet. He said that he's all good. It's just a little tweaks. So I don't think Mitch is going to be out for long. That's coming from the man himself.
All right. Okay, Mitch. Thank you, Mitch, because listen, RJ had 14 rebounds or whatever today, right? But you know why RJ had 14 rebounds? Because we have a choice. Because when Mitch went down, Zubac all of a sudden started to get offensive rebounds. And I'm pretty sure Tom called a timeout. Was like, hey guys, we need to chip in. So you started to see RJ kind of cheat a little bit and like try to get rebounds off the back end and block a shot off the back of Zubac and chip in that way, because we started to get killed on the boards because Noel, God bless Noel and Todd, they try, but that's a little harsh, but they are not Mitch. That man is big and he got arms longer. I don't know. Longer than I don't know, whatever is long, but he like but like he gets off, like he had 4 offensive Mitch had 4 offensive rebounds today, and which is crazy because the Knicks didn't miss a lot in the first half, and he still had a huge amount of he still had a big impact on that side of the ball. So like that kind of shows you like how much work Mitch was doing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, and then also Nerlens played a great game too. So it's if we can get this Nerlens for the rest of the season and Mitch, I mean, so that's going to be another really good thing too. That's going to kind of like, help solidify or, like basically interior defense. That'd be really good. RJ Barrett, like again, like you were talking about the rebounding. Yeah, that was really huge actually to have the presence of mind to know, like, to make that decision, knowing that Mitchell Robinson is out, and he just like he picked it up. It's really crazy. He is playing like winning basketball, and it's really crazy to see like how well he's doing, and so it's really cool. It was a great game, and Obi, Cam Reddish, that's going to be a very interesting one.
Yeah,
Cam. I think what's crazy. It looks like Kevin Knox is going to be getting more burn from here, at least from the last game the Hawks played. There's a possibility Kevin Knox is going to be getting more minutes than Cam Reddish this year. That's the thing that's probably going to burn his biscuit.
Insane. That's insane. But I listening to the reasoning, Cam requested a trade in the summer. So they probably was like, well, we ain't playing you then. That's the only thing I can think of. He was like, well, since you want to trade, we ain't playing you. Because there's no way in hell with Kevin Knox. I'm sorry. Let me shut up. All right. I'm not going to talk about
it. Oh, man.
I'm sorry. My bad. I'm all right. Never mind. All right. I'm going to move on. Thanks for calling everybody. We got 2 more callers in. I'm going to keep it positive.
That's all good. Thank you.
All right. My man, I'm keeping it light, man. I'm keeping it light.
Yeah. Let's keep it light. Kevin just left. Even though I was also big on the Kevin slander too when he was here, but still, Kevin just left. I'm gonna let him. Yeah. I'm gonna let him have his peace in Atlanta. I'm gonna let him have his peace in Atlanta. Yes, I'm gonna let him live.
One thing Kevin can do for sure is shoot. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, shoot, and they love to do that in Atlanta. So
Exactly. He'll fit it in.
And he fits right in because they don't play defense. So.
All right. If you don't know, Ryan, I hit the gunshots because gunshots are also a metaphor for taking shots at somebody. If you didn't know.
Yeah.
That's two reasons. All right. All right. Cool. Shout out to the show, man. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with the KOT show. Shout out to Anthony 212, Be Civilized, Fritz Alessandro, Don Juan Tillery, and everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. Silver Analytics, D Nice, Naruto Goku. Everybody who's on the show, man. Thanks for watching. If you want to talk to your boys, all you gotta do is hit that number, dial 319-527-6241, and you can talk to your boys right now live on the air as we break down this Knicks win. All right, cool. All right, I know we got another caller up. Next caller, let us know what your name is, where you're from, and what do you want to talk about.
You already know it's your boy Stats from Harlem. How's everybody doing?
What's going on? We out here, man. We got that win, baby. We got that win.
You already know we got that goddamn stuff. He's going on this road trip. I wasn't trying to go to Cleveland with a loss. This would have been that would have been some BS, but I'm gonna keep it PG. At the end of the day, this is the Knicks that I needed going on this road trip. Like I was trying to reiterate when y'all first came on. Bench was looking all right. I understand Mitchell's probability with his ankle. I really want to give him a day or two that way. I mean, he might be able to heal up a little bit going towards like maybe the Miami Heat game.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to have him too far out of the lineup because right now I understand Noel played one good game, but that's one good game. He's been missing like 14 out of 15 counting going back into October, maybe November. So I'm not really solidified with him yet in the lineup.
I feel you.
As far as his majority of minutes being rotated from Tibbs' way. I mean, if any, I would put more faith in Jericho Sims because I've been watching more relay on him. He's been averaging close to a double-double these last 7 games playing for Westchester. So really in-depth, Tibbs needs to break down the whole entire roster Lego-wise and start putting everything back together piece by piece because all of this is really not panning out the right way. We might get a win, cool. That'll belly up, give us some momentum, but we need continuity. We need togetherness. We need our whole team healthy. We have too many pieces outside in too many positions that are injured. We got Rose at the point. Yeah. Now that's shaky. Yeah. We got Nerlens Noel and Mitch Robinson out at the center, half and half. That's going to be shaky. We just had to deal with Cam Reddish's injury coming from Atlanta with his ankle. Right. That's going to be iffy. I understand what Tibbs only putting him in for 5 minutes because he doesn't want to have the chance for injury. He needs availability over, you know what I'm saying, anybody, you know what I'm saying, coming on the court and making a difference.
Obviously,
you got to be available in order to actually contribute.
Obviously, honestly, I think he just trusts. I think his trust in RJ has just grown. I think that's what it's been right now recently, to be honest with you. I feel like he feels like RJ is playing at another level, and now he's getting the Randle minutes. Kind of situation.
Basically, Tibbs is going with who's hot, and he already has a history of doing this. But my thing is, how hot is that person going to burn until that fuse starts to fizzle out? That's my question.
Yeah.
Keep them healthy, keep them rotated, make sure that you got your adjustments on court. It's not like they don't watch more film than we do. After every game, they're in the film room and they got to break everything down, knowing the defensive problems that they had on the other side of the ball, minus the offense that was moving. They break stuff down. They know their responsibilities. They know their matchups, and they just need to start getting better preparation for our players before they step on the court. Yeah. Know your assignments. Know who you're supposed to defend. If we have to go to a zone defense for a certain team, do so. If we got to play 5 out, play 5 out. If Julius has to play inside more than outside looking for free ball, because it'll actually open up the paint more and especially help people in transition when they want to drive and actually kick baskets out. I don't know, man. Like, it's a little puzzle for me. Like I said, I'm not done watching the film from today's game. Right. So I don't have my full hypothesis on deck right now. I apologize.
That's fine. That's fine. Sometimes you take that second watch to really see this stuff. I get it.
Yeah.
Sometimes what I do, I rewind. I rewind during the game. That's how I'm like, oh, that's what happened.
You know Thank God for DVR. But
for real.
It's just in the pudding. But my experiment so far, I don't know if anybody wants to leave something in the comment section or just want to give their honest opinion. But me seeing how RJ is playmaker when he's in transition, when he's actually running and he actually has pieces that can actually run with him. Say for instance, Obi. Obi is an energizer when it comes to transition. You see that dunk that he got off that pass from Quickly.
Yep.
Why not experiment and actually put RJ at the 1? That way you can actually have a slot roster available to actually slide Cam to maybe the 2 or the 3.
I mean,
not saying that RJ is a pure 1. I'm not saying that he's point guard right now, but if you want to groom him to where you can actually make up a tall lineup, you can have more versatility, switches, and actually being able to actually defend the pick and roll better. I'm just saying, I don't know if y'all agree about that, but yeah, I see it being a move.
You know what? I'm not completely against it. It's just, you know what it is right now? It's just that there's so many guards. There's so many guards right now that moving him at the 1 would be like, oh man, another guard type of, like another point guard situation we're going, you know what I'm saying? But I agree with you. I mean, listen, David Fizdale did it first. Never forget, all right?
I was there that rookie season at the Garden, so I know I was watching this.
Oh man,
David Fizdale he had some bad ideas, but he had a squeeze on or something there. But I agree with you. I agree with you. At some times, I'm like, yo, RJ is a pretty good playmaker. His handle has gotten better. He likes to push the ball. I don't mind him playing someone sometimes. Maybe not full time right now, but I don't mind him playing one sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
As of right now, every game's really been a part-time gig with point guard, so they might as well just start chucking up some ideas. Not saying that he has to play the whole game at point guard, but you see how some situations where he'll actually bring in Alec Burke to sub at the point guard, or he'll put Quickly in at the point. Right. My thing is, why don't you actually start experimenting and see how long Deuce can actually hold down the one? Because he's already proven that playing for Webster so that he can run the point.
Yeah,
Deuce has options. It's just that I feel him being hard-headed and not actually breaking the roster down enough to where he can actually see visually and independently which player is going to actually give him the most output from which position and what is actually needed for the team as a whole from a collective standpoint.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it right quick. Yeah, Thibs can be pretty rigid with his rotations and things of that nature. So, we can, look at it and be like, why don't we put McBride at the one, or why not try RJ at the one and this and that? But we already know Thibs is too rigid. He has his guys that he trusts at, in certain positions, and and Thibs go to his Burks right now at the one, if Rose is out or whatever the case may be. So, I mean, it is what it is. We got to deal with it. I mean, me personally, I'd rather see RJ running the wings, but, why not throw him in there at the one sometimes to see, what he can do, like a 5-minute stretch or whatever.
I mean,
I'm saying just to spice it up. I'm not saying play him throughout the whole entire game, give him a stint of 25 minutes where he has to be the one that's operating the floor. He's the one that's getting the ball moved around him and into his hands. So that would be improbable for him to want to actually run the ball up every single time, 92 feet to 92 feet. That's not going to work. That's going to tire RJ quicker than him running in transition, looking for a shooter on the wing or somebody that he can actually cut and pass to.
Got you. What's your name? What's your name again?
Daquan. Everybody around my way call me Fast.
All right, yo. Shout out to Daquan, man. Yo, thanks for calling in, man. We got something. You gave us some things to ponder on for sure, yo.
Appreciate you, bro. Y'all stay safe and let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks, man.
All right, man.
Shout out to Daquan. I see him in the chat all the time. But yeah, RJ at the one I think he's the second person to mention that in the past week. RJ at the one, especially with his increased usage rate and his ability to pass. People that actually I can. It's not a bad idea for Tibbs though. Tibbs just has to be able to. The pros on Tibbs is he's gonna maximize the talents of his players, and if there's ways to win during the regular season, he'll usually find a way to maximize talent. That's why he's won the 11th most wins in the NBA as a head coach. So he's not the top coach for nothing. The cons with Tibbs is sometimes he doesn't experiment enough. But he's a guy who, I think Reaper said this a while ago, and even Tibbs said this a while ago. He kind of works with data. And how he works his data is he'll take a set lineup for a set amount of time and have them play for 20 games or so, and then have them try to execute a plan. And if they don't execute the plan the correct way, he'll try to instruct them how to execute the plan the correct way and actually have them do it again and again. And then if it doesn't work after a certain amount of time, he changes it up. That's what he's explained to the media. And that's likely why he doesn't experiment that much, which is kind of for me, which is why it seems like it's imperative for us to keep a lot of the same players on this team for longer periods of time. So because I feel like the longer players are here and the more pieces that are here for longer periods of time, the more likely he is to experiment and try new things, because he'll figure out what worked and what hasn't worked. That's kind of what I think anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also Cam Reddish too, man. I want to see we're gonna need to experiment with Cam Reddish to see where he fits in. So hopefully he gets in where he fits in. Because he had a decent showing, not much to talk about. 5 minutes of Cam Reddish, a layup, a missed three, and a quick hook.
Yeah, pretty much. I think even though as Knicks fans we want to see Cam Reddish get those 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes a game, I think we have to be realistic about it, knowing how Thibs is as a coach. You know, it's not like Cam was a world beater in Atlanta where it's like, okay, you know, this guy's averaging like 20 points a game, so we're just gonna shove him into a rotation and he's gonna get like 30 minutes a game. Like, it doesn't work like that with Thibs. You have to try to work your way into the lineup. But the one thing about today's game with the rotations is RJ Barrett played 42 minutes, Julius Randle played 40 minutes, so I would like to see that kind of scale down a bit, you know, kind of keep, like, kind of keep at like 35 minutes a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because we can't have RJ Barrett and Brandon playing those minutes like every game. We just can't. So
yeah,
you know,
yeah, I agree with you there. Back-to-back situation. These are the games that scared me in these back-to-backs, man. He'll play the starters 40-something minutes and the next game do it again, and we won the game, but when the bench is rolling, you know, let them roll sometimes. Let them roll. And I get it. The bench comes in the second quarter. They push the lead to, I think, 10 or 13 or something like that. Because before, it wasn't a huge lead before the bench got in. They actually pushed the lead. And then the lead gets cut to 9. Tibbs calls timeout. Gets him out of there. And this is after Obi has a defensive stand. This is after Grimes is, Grimes actually stayed in there. Grimes actually stayed in. This is after Obi had the defensive stand and he pushed the lead. So I still would like Tom to trust the bench more. And hopefully they'll get that chance tomorrow. And also, I know Mitch tweaked his ankle and he needs to rest, but man, the Cavs are a tall team.
Yeah, they are.
So I would like for Mitch to play tomorrow because those guys are long and we need the length to kind of compete with those guys.
Yeah, Jared Allen's averaging a double-double this season. Dude's averaging something like 16 and 11 a game. So we're definitely going to need Mitch to combat Jared Allen in the middle. But if Mitch can't go, the Knicks need to gang rebound because the Cavs will out-rebound the hell out of us with Allen and Mobley and those guys in the paint, grabbing, to grab boards and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you. All right. Shout out to the chat, man. Everybody was rocking with the KOT show. Shout out to T. Williams. Shout out to Taryn Mosley. Shout out to my light that just keeps coming out during the show. Shout out to I gotta pay the light bill. Shout out to that. Taryn. Shout out to Myth. Shout out to Anthony 212, Jude Ross. Everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. T. Williams, Rich Jim. If you want to call in, you already know what to do. Just dial that number at the bottom. 319-527-6241. And shout out to Daquan, who gave us a call earlier before. Definitely call back again, Daquan. All right. Next caller up. Tell us what your name is, where you're from, and I'm going to try to fix these lights once again. All right.
Next caller. Caller, you there?
Caller, you there, or should we keep talking? All right, you know what?
All right, I guess we keep talking then.
I guess we keep talking. All right, one thing I also want to mention, Ryan, the Knicks defense, you know what? We started shooting well in the beginning of the game, and I felt like we get into these stretches where if we shoot too well, we don't play defense. I mean, particularly the first unit. Because it was crazy. At halftime, we shot 49% from the field. And the Clippers actually shot a better percentage than us, but we were winning. And that's only because we were hitting our threes. And so I would like to have a complete game. I know we won the game, so it's the nitpicky stuff. We were winning the entire game. But I would like to, next game or moving forward, I would like to actually play on the defensive part of the ball and not have the defense to take the offense and the offense to take the defense. Or if you shoot too well, screw defense. We don't need it. Like, we'll just keep shooting threes. Like, we need to play both sides of the ball sometimes. Because I feel like guys like Evan Fournier stuff kind of slacked in the first half. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, to be honest about it, I didn't think the defense was terrible per se. Like, they were they were a little bit slow. But I didn't think the defense was terrible. I think the Clips were really hitting their shots as well. And it was just both teams were hitting their shots, and that's why, the score was ran up like that. But I'll say this, though. In the second half, the Knicks definitely showed better effort on the defensive end. And also, when the second unit came in the first half, that's when he saw the defensive intensity turn up as well. But I wouldn't say that this game was a terrible defensive game. I just think that the Clippers were just hot in the first half, just like how the Knicks were hot in the first half, and then eventually the Knicks just clamped down in the second half, and that's why the Knicks were able to get some type of lead and just win the game.
I feel like there was a different intensity level. I feel like they were up. I feel like the help and recover was sharper. I feel like Evan Fournier was closing out better in the second half. And it wasn't always smart. Like there was a play where Julius Randle tried to close out on Marcus Morris and ends up fouling at the 3-point line. So it wasn't always smart and the smoothest defense that I've seen. But I just feel like it felt like there was another gear in the second half for me.
Yeah, most definitely. Like I'm not saying the second half the Knicks definitely played better defense. I'm just saying that in the first half I wouldn't say it was terrible effort. That's all I'm trying to say. I wouldn't say it was terrible effort. Yeah.
You feel like it was so-so. You feel like it was.
Yeah, it was iffy. Like like if you were to give a grade, it'd be X for satisfactory. That's what I'm trying to say.
Got you. You C, you would give a C, B plus. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like it would be like a
B minus, a C, B, C plus, 69.
I would exactly like C plus or something like that. I would give the defense in the first half.
Got you. And the other thing I want to mention is Julius Randle's 7 turnovers.
Yeah.
Listen, man. This is what I liked about RJ's game today, right? Because he had a 6 turnover game and then like a 7 turnover game back to back or something. And I felt like RJ started to make quicker decisions and he started to trust his teammates around him because guys are keying him on right now, right? But today, what I saw from RJ is when he felt that 3 players looking at him, he would quickly kick it to Grimes for 3. He would quickly kick it to somebody else for 3 and have them like loosen up the defense for him a little bit. And then all of a sudden the court widens up and he's able to drive and get to his spots. Julius Randle, it just seems like even with seasons of reading defenses, he's still, I don't know. Like why? I don't understand why he doesn't get it at this point. Like there was one play that stuck out to me where they doubled him by the 3-point line, Ryan.
Yeah. And
he didn't even dribble. He had a dribble. And he chose to like try to squeeze between them and like pass the ball over the outstretched hands and causes a turnover. You could have easily like retreat dribbled to like see what's going on in the court, like, and then pass the ball. But I feel like he just still doesn't get. He still doesn't know how to read double teams all the time, and that's a little bit concerning.
Julius Randle's, issues definitely reared its ugly head in the second half when the Clippers really started to defend him, with the double teams and stuff. And credit to the Clippers. The Clippers definitely did turn up the defensive intensity during that period of time when they were doubling Randle as well. And they did make it difficult on Randle to really read the defense and see where to pass the ball. So I give the Clippers kind of credit for that as well. But yeah, Randle is still, you can tell he's not all the way there yet. Because when he gets doubles, he's still not, you're reading the defense like he should. He's still not making quick decisions at times. And then it just leads to turnovers. So yeah, Randle still needs some work with reading doubles and things and, and stuff like that. But, hopefully that'll come back to him. But yeah, he's still struggling and he's still not making quick decisions when they do bring the double.
Yeah, and not to end on a bad note, because at the end of the day, Randle still shot well from the field. This is probably one of the most efficient shooting games of the season. Gives you 24 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 points made. And for us to win moving forward, he's going to have to hit shots. But hopefully he starts to hit shots along with RJ Barrett. There you go. I see you. I see you, Super Chat. Civil Analytics sent a $10 Super Chat. Says Cavs punish teams for playing small against them. Why can't the Knicks seem to do the same? It's because of poor point guard play? Question mark. It's because not just that. Like I do feel like Julius Randle sometimes doesn't know. To me it's a plethora of things. I feel like sometimes when we have the advantage, we can't really recognize it and take advantage of it at full strength. Like the best I've seen Randle play against smaller players was against the Chicago. Remember the Chicago game where every time a small guy went on him, he just kind of took him to school. Mm-hmm. he doesn't really do that all the time, and he doesn't know when to pass and when to shoot. So I feel like because he doesn't know how to play make at a full capacity, sometimes when we have advantages, he doesn't take advantage of them. And I guess you can say that's point guard play too. But even when there is good point guard play, sometimes he doesn't make the right decision. Like there's been a few times when we quickly set him up where all he has to do is look at the hoop and shoot an open jump shot, and he will refuse to do it. He'll pass up the open jump shot and dribble into a double team to shoot like a contested shot. So he has to get it together. And also, too, our shooting has to get better to take advantage of a lot of these mismatches as well. Because that's what happens with other NBA teams where they attack mismatches. They'll get wide open shots and shoot it into it confidently.
Yeah. Also, I believe it's not really due to point guard play as well, because when the Knicks do have the size mismatch and the Knicks have the advantage size-wise, a lot of times it's a smaller guy in Julius Randle, or it's on the bigger guys to make good decisions. And Julius Randle, when he has a smaller guy on him, he's shown this season that he's not really at his best when it comes to decision making. So it's not really point guard play per se, because I don't really think the point guard can necessarily help. All the point guard can really do is, okay, I see you have a mismatch. Let me get you the ball
right
in this position so that you can make the best decision, or at least take advantage of the guy that's guarding you, so you can either score or make the right pass, whatever the case may be. And the Knicks have shown this season that when they have those mismatches, they're not making the best decisions all the time.
Right. Exactly. Which is why I wanted Porzingis out of here. But so this man can't post up Marcus Smart. Can you? But I mean, at least Julius Randle has shown that he can take advantage of mismatches way more than most people. But this year he's kind of regressed. But hopefully he can start to do that again. And he did a good job today. He punished Reggie Jackson today.
And to be real about it too, like I think the only big man I've really seen take advantage of smaller matches is Mitch. That's the only guy that I've really seen where if this smaller guy's in the paint and Mitch is there, like Mitch will grab the rebound in traffic and finish on him. That's the only guy that I really see on the Knicks that really takes advantage of smaller guys.
Now that's something, you know what? I'll give that to you. That's something that I feel like the point guard play could improve on. But I got to give the Knicks credit that we've been passing the ball to Mitch a lot more consistently in the paint, and having him, finish over guys on mismatches and half court play, and even sometimes on like these kind of weird slow fast break plays. They're recognizing, I have a post guy. He has a post up opportunity. So kudos to the Knicks in general. Is the entire starting five for looking for Mitch more in general. All right. So shout out. I think I talked about everything. Let me give some more love to the chat. I see if Quick can play like he did today. He's my point guard over AB. Yeah, man. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I think he was about to say it for me. Like, most definitely, if Quick plays the point guard position consistently like he played today, he's easily my point guard over AB. That's no question.
Yeah, because the it's funny because there's been like a lot of there's some Quick hate out there a little bit, but I sometimes I just forget. People forget that these guys are still young, yo. Like he can still develop into a playmaker. Like, and he might not be a perfect point guard, but did you see the lead pass that he gave the RJ for the slam and how on point that was on the fast break? Did you see the pass that he hit Randle with on the pick and roll? He shows really good flashes of playmaking, and right now he's a combo guard, but like I've said, out of everybody healthy right now, and quotations healthy, like he actually can create shots for other people, and today he's done it. He hasn't done it in a couple of games before that, but he's had a few games where he has. So it's his second year, guys. It's his second year, so we gotta be patient with him. We gotta be patient with RJ, and you look like the patience with him is kind of coming to fruition. Even McBride too, Grimes. Like, these guys are gonna take time to develop, and if they do, and when they do, man, it'll be nice for the Knicks, man. Knicks will be in a great situation. And even if they don't develop, and you're like, see, he was a bust, but you we gotta figure it out. Give him the time, longer than a year and a half, to say he is or he's not this. I feel like it takes more than a season and a half to determine a player's situation. And I keep going to like Victor Oladipo or these players who even though Victor Oladipo is injured right now, but the point is, sometimes it takes players like 5-6 years to develop into who they're really supposed to be. Is what I'm really saying. All right.
Yep.
I want to see more Cam depth with RJ. Yeah, I definitely want to see more. Shout out to Kareem Grant. It seems like Cam will get us some minutes. I'm not sure about tomorrow because Kemba Walker was out tomorrow in place of Anthony. Alec Burks. So I'm not sure what Cam's minutes are gonna be looking like tomorrow. He might not get any, but he looked okay today with his layup and his missed jump shot. He looked all right.
Yeah.
Looked all right. Shots repping old school. I think I'm trying to give some shots of love if you want to. He said once Nick always Nick said this one wasn't impressive. You got a chat you want to read? A comment you want to read?
I don't know. Canal Ban Lawyer. Cam took a bad three. In my opinion, he had the lane after the pick, but chose to shoot. I like him to clean that up as he gets more minutes. Also, look to be a distributor. It will open up his game.
Right.
That's pretty good point.
What did I see? When the three I saw Cam take was kind of like a 3 off a pick. I guess it's his shot. I mean, he's more of a good. From what I've seen, he hit that standstill 3 shot. Pretty consistently off the pick. I started to see starting to hit that a little more regularity. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that point. It could have gone either way for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. That is our show. It's a good time to kind of wrap it up. Ryan G, let them know where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is chillin'.
Sir G is chillin'.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. You can also find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT.
All right. I also know you already know where to find us. You can find us in all social media. That is the KOT Show on Twitter, the Nick of Time Show on Instagram. You can also find our blogs on nickoftimeshow.com. So definitely look out for our blogs because our guys are Mikey and Ken are writing some stuff. So definitely check that out as well. All right. And you know what too? I got the double. Okay. Oh, I gotta give your graphic some love, Ryan. Hold on, here you go.
All right.
There you go. All right. And also, you know what I say at the end of the show? As always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here, right? Tomorrow we are talking Knicks Cavs. So be here, be square right after the game. That is our show. We are out of here.